The ocean is a place where water-breathing creatures are immersed in a pure liquid universe, with an atmosphere dense enough to simulate the zero gravity of deep space. Its mysterious depths are filled with an infinite variety of plants and animals. And it's as close as most people will ever come to experiencing life on another planet. This otherworldly environment has an ecosystem so complex and so fragile that to simulate it realistically would appear to be an impossibility. So how does a zoo, miles from the nearest body of water, realistically recreate this self-sustaining liquid universe, populated with tens of thousands of living creatures, indoors? One zoo in the Netherlands shows us how, in Europe's largest marine exhibit, that's simply called Ocean. The Burger Zoo undertook the daunting task of recreating one of the most biologically diverse ecosystems in the world, utilizing a building the size of 3 soccer fields. There was plenty of room to construct the over 37,000 square foot ocean. The exhibit would be made up of 12 massive aquariums that would hold an astounding 2 million gallons of water. One small error in temperature, one miscalculation in chemical makeup of species compatibility could destroy the entire project. But Burgers was up to the challenge. And while it took nature 180 million years to create the world's oceans as they look today, amazingly, they were able to engineer this ocean in just 6 months. Their biggest problem during construction was finding glass that was thick enough to hold the pressure exerted by 700,000 gallons of water in ocean's largest tank, the open sea habitat of the shark. Of course, large walls of glass are nothing new. Here, though, they would need one of the biggest in the world, one measuring 60 feet high, 90 feet wide, and 1 foot thick.
It's very difficult to get a firm that can construct such panels. We found one in Japan. So all the pieces of this very large one have been imported by ship. And here the pieces of that panel have been bonded by the Japanese workers. It's a complete secret process. And it gives us the possibility to enjoy a very wide landscape of oceanic adventures.
Overseeing this oceanic adventure is Jaap Wensing, a renowned biologist with 28 years at Burgers. He's been integral in the creation of the zoo's unique display of indoor exhibits. Still, with a lifelong fascination for creatures of the deep, the creation of an authentic ocean ecosystem fulfills his ultimate dream.
We are trying to build a really functional ecological system that is in equilibrium. It's just in between the traditional zoo and nature. It's very open. It's freedom for animals, and it is an adventure and pleasure for the visitors. The visitors play a role as a discoverer.
Focusing on the marine life of Southeast Asia and Northern Australia, the exhibit takes visitors on a journey that spans everything from the ocean's floor to the coastal tide pools. First, the exhibit was designed to lead visitors to the coral reef. It's the foundation on which the entire ecosystem is built, and one of the most difficult marine features to recreate. Thousands of vibrant coral have a home in the 200,000-gallon coral tank, where it has taken 5 years to grow the reef to its current level. Because keeping a diversity of coral is key to maintaining the ecological balance of the ocean, curator Max Jans is continually adding new species. Currently, he is growing hundreds and hundreds of different coral in the cultivation room.
I just grab a piece of coral here, use a plier, and take a piece off. But now it's very important that we have to stick it on a piece of rock. For this we use a piece of 2-component epoxy, kind of cement. This piece of coral will grow as big as the other one, and then we can put it in the aquarium where we want to have it.
Giving the coral a chance to grow created a major challenge for ocean designers. Essentially, they would have to follow Mother Nature's lead and recreate the pulse of the ocean currents. Currents are like the ocean's circulatory system, bringing in nutrients and removing waste for all the organisms in its wake.
Living corals need a strong current just to clean themselves, that they get rid of sand, dust, and also their slime. Without current, they will die immediately, within a very short time.
By utilizing a series of 15 high-powered pumps, the entire volume of the aquarium is being circulated every half hour. Then, a three-dimensional propeller helps add to the pulsing surge of the water that keeps the coral alive. These 6-foot plungers also create a wave effect on a simulated beach that can be dramatic for the visitors.
When you're standing on the surface, you see the water movement. We give the effect for the visitor that you really have the feeling that you're on the sea.
Another big challenge in maintaining this complex aquatic ecosystem is getting the essential light needed for coral and other living organisms to survive. To do this, there are over 45,000 watts of light above the reef tank. Most of that is intense blue light needed for the coral to grow. The ocean is blue for a reason. Blue is the last color on the light spectrum to penetrate the ocean's surface, and the only type of light that will reach the depths of the coral beds. But not all the light in the ocean exhibit is for the animals. Some of the light was designed for the visitors as well. One of the secrets to lighting an undersea adventure is to have the light just in front of the tank to attract the fish to the viewing windows, allowing the visitors to see them. But the light gradually drops off in the back of the tank, giving the illusion of the vast darkness of the open sea. But creating the magic of a coral reef and other aquatic habitats doesn't simply happen with a flick of a switch. The Burgers Zoo had to figure out a way to submerge visitors in the ocean's depths. Coming up, the deeper you go, the harder it is to maintain an ecosystem. See what Burgers Zoo did to recreate sea life under 400 feet of water. Next on Ultimate Zoo.